Hey friends, welcome to Monday, April the 18th, and it's the day after Easter. For today, the sun is shining in Connecticut. Well, I should say, for this moment, the sun is shining in Connecticut. You never know, minute to minute. It changes pretty quickly. But my voice is still recovering from yesterday. It may be a little bit of the pollen in the air as well. So you indulge me. We're going to be brief today. We're shifting gears away from Passion Week. Last week, we spent the whole week walking with Jesus to the cross and now to the empty tomb. We had a wonderful Good Friday service at Emmanuel, then the extravaganza on Saturday. We served hundreds and hundreds of people. It was over 1,500 people that came from our church family and community. That was wonderful. And then yesterday, 2 full services, a packed campus, full of joy, full of ministry, full of teams serving the people that came to Emmanuel, and then giving them the gospel, preaching the gospel. What a joy, what a delight. Yesterday, we worked our way through John 20, and we talked about skeptics. We talked about initial believers, those who have the willingness to believe. And then we talked about what it means to be a true disciple, to grow up in a community of grace, and all of that out of John 20. If you didn't get to hear the message, I hope you'll go back and catch up. It'll go live again tonight at 7. You'll enjoy the whole Easter service. Our worship team did a phenomenal job. Our choir, it was just an incredible service all the way around. Let me tell you, and I'm sorry for indulging your time to share a little bit about Easter Sunday. I've been scrolling social media and rejoicing about the day that so many of my friends had and experiences they had. But I want to share 2 or 3 things with you that my heart rejoices over greatly. The first is that I was overwhelmed this weekend with the nature of our church family's ministry, our service in teams. And so many in our church family are on teams, and whether that's the kids team or the media team or the music team or the hospitality team, the usher team, the parking team, the security team. I mean, I could go on and on and on. So many people that did everything from changing diapers to making coffee. They were volunteers that painted and helped and cleaned up the church and repaired things, remodeling the lobby. I mean, so much effort went into this day by so many hundreds of people. It kind of culminated yesterday morning where many of our volunteer teams arrived at 8:20, and we met in the choir room for a time of prayer and kind of coaching. And the energy, the joy to see them eager to serve God was just awesome. And then to walk back into the kitchen and see the hospitality team getting iced coffee and pre-mixed coffee and black coffee and so many boxes of donuts. I mean, it was heaven. So I'm just so thankful for the teams of our church and how they served and the spirit of all that. It was so wonderful. The second thing I want to share with you is that leaving church yesterday, now we know we had many people saved. Many came by the Next Step tables and got a Bible and the Real Christianity book and expressed that they had prayed to receive Christ. But one story in particular, I received a text message from a man in our church after church on the way home. His teenage daughter said to him, "I've been a skeptic for a long time. I've been pretending to have a relationship with Jesus, but I don't really. And today, I asked Jesus to come into my heart and be my Savior." Well, of course, that family, who's relatively new to our church, just celebrated the wonderful nature of this decision, and then quickly texted me and our pastoral staff. And of course, I just been savoring that reality all yesterday, already today. And I know that happened with other people, so thankful for that. And then thirdly, and this ripples out from Emmanuel, and I want to share this with you as well. So New Hope. This is a church that started with really eight years ago or so. Andrew Browning and Sarah came here to 30 people in a small upper rented room up above an insurance agency on a second floor. And they really replanted this church. And over the years, they went from that space to a larger rented space. Then they, during COVID, were able to buy a building. They've been remodeling and renovating that building for the better part of 2 years now. It's been a long, maybe a year. I can't remember. The timeline gets a little foggy. But yesterday they had almost 400 people in church. And that just blows my mind, but it gets even better. Okay. Last piece of this third part. We've been helping to mentor. We've been the sending church for a young man named Anthony Stafford. Anthony I've known for many years as he was growing up. We went over, he planted a church in Schenectady, East Electric City Baptist Church, a couple of years ago. Several months ago, we went over and ordained Anthony and officially commissioned this church out of Emmanuel. And over the last few months, God has opened a miraculous door for this church to obtain possession of a church property in Schenectady that used to be a Methodist church that's no longer meeting. And they were able to get a property worth nearly $500,000 for just over $160,000. And yesterday, Easter Sunday, was their first Sunday in this building. And then Anthony texted me. I asked him yesterday, how was your day? And he said they had 146 people in attendance. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see this on the camera, but I will turn this picture around and show you. That is the picture of Electric City Baptist Church, which was not a church in existence just a couple of years ago. And now it's a thriving church with a building that's new to them. And it's a joy to be a part of a healthy church in New England that is seeing the gospel go in lots and lots of ways. And I could go on and on and on and share it with you. The stories after stories after stories. Another church we helped to plant a couple of years ago, Pastor John Guy, their church was able to merge with a small church, a group of older folks that had a large property. And so now that church has a building, educational spaces, a parking lot, and is a thriving church. I can't wait to hear the report from them as well. On and on the stories go of what God is doing and the good things he's doing. Now, I'm going to leave it there today, and I'm going to tell you this. Tomorrow, we're going to jump back in to Psalm 41, okay? So for today, let's just rejoice in the good things that God did at Resurrection Weekend, not only in Emmanuel, but in lots and lots of places all over the world. Many people came to Christ yesterday. In any way that you were a part of it, praying, giving, going, inviting, serving, I just say thank you. Happy Monday. We'll see you tomorrow, and we'll start Psalm 41.